Damn. New
Dude,
intro.
how did you get into that video? That was like on an old phone.
That was you, dude. Was it on your phone?
I showed you that a couple of years ago. How did you get that? I ended up working at this place, and they caught me on the security footage totally after a Ghost Main concert. Like, I was messed up, dude. How'd you get that?
Dude, I had to swipe it. I ripped it off of your hard drive.
Well,
dude, it's such a funny guy.
Made better decisions in the future.
Yeah, I know. He just needed to like use a little bit more of his
he started like
leverage.
Like I thought he was like gonna start remixing.
I just dude, I wasn't gonna make it, and then I put it to the music, and I didn't have to edit anything. It was just like it matched up with like what he was doing a little bit, and I was like, man, this is perfect.
Like cleaning the floor with his booty hole. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We got a new countdown. I got another countdown too that you guys might have seen, the planet one. But both of them are funny. We'll probably switch it up. I finally got my camera to work. I don't think it's going to do any Star Circuit glitches today. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that's a fan favorite now, but I'm also trying to just figure out the whole setup here. What can you do?
Toss some pizzas. Well, what's up, 24 Eyes? How you doing, man? Coleman, how you doing, bro? Yeah, guys. Like Coleman says, like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Oh, who's saying that? Someone already saying
that? Coleman, heck yeah.
Dude, Coleman. Oh, I don't have the... Dude. So I'm having to do, I'm having to be on my incognito frame because StreamYard, again, is screwing me over, and I don't have access to what I usually have. Anyway, so good to see everybody. Good to see you, Germ.
What's up, bro?
You're here with your intro. You missed last week, and we had a fun open mic. I knew you were in the chat, but
yeah. So yeah, I was just telling Joe, it's like it was healed up like 2 days ago for me to like not cover it, and I was drawing with it and everything. Then reached in my pocket yesterday, pulled something out, and it reopened it. So we're back to bandages.
Yeah, dude, it sucks that I mean, you're still able to somewhat draw, right?
Yeah, I'm able to draw like you now, Joe. We were just discussing, like, I usually draw like this and really relaxed, and now I'm drawing like this, like Joe does, except you guys could watch some of Joe's draw streams with his hand there. His forefinger, his index finger ends up bending because of how hard he holds his pencil.
It's very interesting because...
But I've seen other people do that too. Like, I think my buddy Kenton does, writes like that too.
It's an interesting thing because somehow...
There's all kinds of different ways.
Well, for sure. No. I think it's mostly the pressure. I think like not the pressure of the pencil, the pressure of the stream. So I'll probably be, there you go. The other pressure. So the pressure of the stream makes me kind of get more out of my element. But at the same time, we were looking at this before. This is Trad Moore's figure. If you know who Trad Moore is, guys, but Trad Moore is an artist that's just like incredible. I might do like a breakdown of his art because he's kind of out there. If you're familiar, he's pretty cool, and he draws with his pinky pretty much, holding the pencil like or pen really like this, like a fist, and that way he's always going back and forth and doing these sweeping lines. It's almost impossible to use a wrist and get some movement out of it because you're no articulation on that end of the hand. But we're all freaks in our own ways. And Trad is his own. He's freaky for sure. But yeah, enough of that finger. It's disgusting me. I'm gonna take that away.
Shallow hell.
Yeah, dude.
The toe that's longer than the.
It's so bad that it looks like those like internet searches where you're just like you search something mundane, but it turns out to be like, or whenever you like search something normal and then you scroll so far down into the Google's images where it starts getting weird. And then you're like, okay, this is getting weird in this way. And then finally you start getting like the African children with diseases.
Like tryptophobic where you're like afraid of holes grouped together, like the camera lenses on the phones and stuff. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, dude. Sherry's not here to quiet down my dog, so I'm just gonna have to I'm gonna have to mute, but before I mute, let's intro Keith in. That way, you have somebody to talk to if I have to mute. So Keith's here with Mighty Mascots. The next set of them. I'm very familiar, but we'll talk about a lot of Mighty Mascots. It's pretty much serial characters meets adventure comics, right? Is that kind of how you describe
pretty much? It's I would say it's like a live action, or like a Saturday morning cartoon mashed with like a Justice League comic, like that.
Nice.
That's what it reads like too, because I bought the I don't know what they call it, like the
giant
one from
Oh,
Alterna.
you did? Okay,
so
great.
I read through how many over that was, the first 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I think it was the first three.
Yeah, it was. Yep. I had a blast with it. I haven't read past it, but I know you're up to 7, 8, and 9 with this campaign, right?
Yeah. This new campaign is going to be 7, 8, 9. And I'm excited. It's
how does it
more
work?
world building, that kind of thing, you know.
Sweet. I saw we're going to open the page momentarily, but how does it work for you with a is this mostly for pre-orders, or is this to fund making it? Is this how this campaign works?
It's pretty much the fun making it.
Okay.
Because if I do it out of my own pocket, it's like it's like every 2 weeks I can pay for like a page or two, you know, and it's like
right.
It'd be like a year between just making one issue, you know, which is how I used to make comics, you know, like, because I honestly don't like to crowdfund all that much, but it's become like a necessity to just stay
these days.
Yeah. It's so stressful, and like Joe, you've been
for
there.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And Jeremy, have you done? I don't know if you've crowdfunded yet. Are you?
Not yet, not successfully yet.
Okay.
No. I tried to crowdfund a video game before starting comics.
Oh, did you really?
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
That must be even more stressful because you're asking for a lot more money, right?
Yeah, I mean it was, but it's like I didn't know at the time you need fans and support. That's what crowdfunding means.
True.
You're just coming in to impress people. You ain't got a following. You're asking for as much as indie games, like for like a Final Fantasy scale. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So
it's like calling favors from like grade school with people, you know, like
Dude, a wild B-Rose has showed up, guys.
What's up,
hey,
a wild B-Rose. Somebody, you got to catch them all, and B-Rose is here. Glad we could catch him. There's so many other comic people out there these days, especially at the 7. Why did I pick 7 o'clock? I mean, I was here first, guys. Let's just say, actually, Neff might have started. No, did Neff start before us? We don't know. I think we were here first, Jamie, personally.
It's so crowded out there, Joe. I don't even think you could find a day or time slot anymore.
What's good about that is that we're never short on shows to watch.
Yeah, it's true. Definitely.
It's the best part.
And I mean, honestly, it's like, even if you do live stream, they're on the channel the next day, most of them anyways, you know, so.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for any type of comic. I mean, I feel like there's so many out there that I have to somewhat curate who comes on the channel. But that's why I do the open mics. That way, like the ones that I really, it's not because sometimes they're half baked, some of the people I get, but and that's just part of the process, like sometimes when you first start out, you don't realize how much you can elevate what you got, and so there's part of that, but also, there's like so much good out there. So you're like, every time you pick something that's a little mediocre, cool, but it means that I'm canceling somebody that's really good or deserves it, maybe not more, but it's not really deserved. That's not a good word.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of clowns in this industry too. That's what I call them. Like when I see them at like conventions and stuff that like want to be involved with comics but aren't serious about it at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're they show up and they don't, very unprofessional looking booth and like, comics
Jeremy
printed at
feeling.
a Kinko's, things like that. Just,
Yeah, right. I didn't mean Jeremy knows the feeling because he's one of them. I meant Jeremy knows the feeling because I feel like that happens in a lot of industries, obviously indie games and also just art in general. Like it's the difference between someone that like kind of is drawing every day and someone that like draws once a month and then still wants to do the same thing.
Or someone that treats it like a hobby and another person that treats it like a serious career. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's like at least part-time for them at the very least.
Right, exactly.
When you have money or accountability on the line, that's what happens. You get better work and probably a better product. Not always.
If you're a smart person, you'll think through it because you feel responsible for yourself and the responsibility of everybody else that's attached to it and putting themselves into it. So if you're smart, you'll just start thinking better, about it.
It's like the crowdfunding thing. Like if you take in people's money, like I feel like there's a certain responsibility there to make sure you get that product completed and out to them,
Right. And it's odd too. Like sometimes there's a big thing that happens where it's not necessarily the fault of any one creator. But it's like this. I feel like it's like the international-ish kind of thing. Like you don't necessarily know where they're coming from. Sometimes they have less of an internet connection. Sometimes they just. Sometimes it doesn't have to do with international. Sometimes they have so many day job stuff to keep the things going that they're doing good work, but they're not able to jump on streams a lot or email update all the time. And sometimes you feel out of the loop.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of facets to this kind of campaign thing. Before we get forward, I have to address this long comment. I thought Amherst was more like use more brevity than this. It says, "Hey, Stu, I'm designing a tribute sweater. Yes, tribute sweater for Chad, the actor from Black Panther. Chad, like Chadwick, who passed. I'm excited for premiere of second Black Panther movie. Anyway, you guys,
talk too much.
And what's TLK though?
Hit a dummy.
I mean, it's definitely dummy. I mean, I get that part. I think that's
right. Well,
I think
we
that's
landed on the dummy part
it,
for
Joe.
Sure.
I think it's the meat of it. I don't think you have to care about what NHT.
Gotcha.
Is.
I'm just curious. I'm not in this the text. This is how you know I lean toward some sort of boomer thing. I'm not a boomer. However, we all know me and Jeremy are in our 30s, and I'm sure I know
we are.
Yeah, so we know it, and I know, Keith, I don't know how old you are, but I know you're familiar with the more golden age comics, so I assume you're old enough to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
I'm definitely heading towards that boomer.
I don't want to date you. Yeah.
I'm an overgrown kid, basically, Jeremy.
So we're gonna pull up the page. We've talked about it for a while.
Sure.
We've got 45 minutes to hang out and shoot the shit. It doesn't really matter if we're on topic or off topic these days. Let's keep it real as we can. Keeping it real goes wrong. That's what happens today. So Mighty Mascots. Somehow I missed. I didn't miss. I saw it, and then but backing it wise, I missed the campaign previously. So 7, 8, and 9. Maybe you can catch us up to what's up to issue 7 without much spoilers.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the first three and 4, 5, and 6 are two self-contained story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the premise is it's a bunch of serial mascots, and they're brought to life by this experimental 3D printing formula. And they become like a superhero team once they become real, basically. And
Solid.
Their villains tend to be evil mascots that are corrupted by the same formula. But kind of I took a lot of inspiration, oddly enough, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where especially the early ones by Eastman and Laird, how you had this very absurd concept of these turtles that are ninjas, basically.
Right.
But same with my book, it's these serial mascots that are superheroes, and the tone of it is the same as the Eastman and Laird stuff, where it's I take it seriously, mm-hmm. rather than this is jokey thing,
Right. It's a nice mix because the art style
definitely
too.
I think it works out really well. And you haven't read 4, 5, and 6 yet, but in 4, mm-hmm. 5, and 6, I start to get into some character arcs and things like that, and
fleshing things out.
These new issues are a little more number 7 is like a self-contained story, where I'm actually bringing in like their own Commissioner Gordon type, which is
cool.
this Grunt Calhoun character. And he is like the head of the mascot crime division, basically, because now it's like, things are starting to get crazier in the town and everything,
Right, it's like the squad that just take out the missions.
Someone said he looks like Gary Oldman. I guess he kind of does a little bit.
Got a little bit, yeah, for sure.
But that's his first appearance is in this issue number 7. Basically, there was a duck mascot for an insurance company that got killed, and he's like called in to investigate, basically.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned TMNT. Like, my first thing is like, because TMNT is like this kind of spoof on a lot of things that happen in real superhero comics, and so like, do you have any things like that? Like, how, like the biggest one is like the Daredevil, like the Hand versus the Foot Clan and TMNT. Right. Do you have any of those like really hard puns? Or
No, I guess if anything, like it's more like the characters I'm parodying or homaging, I guess. Like, all the Mighty Mascots and the villains kind of start off being inspired by real like mascots, and then I kind of imagine what my version of that would be, and so they could kind of be like their own character, and not just a carbon copy of something, I
feel like this is like it's a team based thing, so it reminds of X-Force too. Speaking of Don Chin, who's also streaming right now, something like that. Let me grab my dog while you finish explaining some stuff.
Yeah, sure. So basically, they're all kind of like archetypes of real serial mascots. Like, are you able to tell, Jeremy, who's who kind of thing?
We got Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
As Captain Horatio Honeyflakes.
Yeah.
Boxer Bear. I don't know.
He's kind of an amalgam. He's sort of like a cross between like, when I was creating him, I was thinking like along the lines of Tony the Tiger. And then somebody like Sugar Bear, from Sugar Smacks.
Kind
of mix them together a little bit and try to come up with this like new hybrid, basically.
So what was the
Mondo is
the honeycomb thing?
Yeah, definitely. Mondo's kind of a deep cut though. Like, I don't know if you'd get that one. You'd have to know your cereals. It's like an older one.
Dude, Jeremy is a deep cut. All right, so
okay, yeah.
You
Any idea who Mondo might be, or based off of? I guess.
I don't, but Jeremy probably does.
The Jetsons.
No, it's
It has to be a serial character, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like the Alien and the Jetsons, or maybe even the Looney Tunes might have even tried to do it. But yeah,
like a Marvin the Martian type, or
yeah.
No, he's more like
space modulator.
Yeah. He kind of looks like that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cereal called Quisp that like is one of the best cereals ever. You could still find it, but I think you can only get it on Amazon now. But
interesting.
I love the mascot. If you ever had a chance, look up Quisp and you'll see the mascot for it. It's a great cereal.
So Boxer Bear is the
kind of like I was telling Jeremy, a cross between like Tony the Tiger and then like Sugar Bear or something like that.
Yeah, Sugar Bear. Who was the was it Oats? There was these little honey oats?
Was it Quaker Oats or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
oh man, now I'm like racking. Now I'm like, you're gonna bring up all these traumatic memories.
Traumatic. Don't throw the milk at me, Dad.
Yeah.
Who knows, dude? Flintstones, vitamins, all that. So I don't know. But yeah, that's what comes to mind. The Odie cereal. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, like let me see.
Cheerios?
Not Oat Brand, but like
Honey Nut.
It was like it reminded me of like Yogi Bear kind of style one.
Yogi Bear.
Wasn't it a bear? There's like a cereal with a bear.
There's a couple like Sugar Bear is definitely one, and then
that's probably the one I'm thinking of. Then let me look.
He was like more of like a the Sugar Bear was more like a smooth operator type. I remember his commercials. He's a very smooth talker, you know.
Yeah. I just am thinking of Sugar Bear, but maybe like the newer version of him or older. I can't remember. I'm just picturing something else.
Gotcha. But I get part of the fun on creating this comic though is coming up with villains and you know, heroes based sort of on yeah you like that.
I'm gonna be the laser robot with the laser sword that cuts down the evil carrots.
Yeah. Well, the 3 robots combine into a giant robot called Mega Crunch, basically.
Oh, nice. Is that like the Rice Krispie guys?
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of with them. I kind of just took the name of the Rice Krispie guys, like that
snap crackle.
Yeah, kind of like that kind of like rhyming thing.
Nice.
And I was, you know, another ode to the 80s cartoons with like the giant robots and, you know, 3 robots combining into a bigger one kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun, popular. Like to just kind of, this comic is my personality to a T. You know?
Nice.
Like I'm a big Saturday morning cartoon guy, and I'm a big old school comic guy. You know, so like I love this stuff. You know,
so
this is one of the.
What was your big Saturday?
My God, big Saturday morning cartoon. I mean, I could sit here for hours and name. You know, I loved Real Ghostbusters. I loved Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Filmation's Tarzan.
Wow.
You name it. I mean, I could keep going.
I was into Pirates of Darkwater. And
I remember that one. That one was pretty good, though. Actually, that was like a Hanna-Barbera one, you know. That was actually kind of serious, you know.
Yeah. I feel like there's... I can't like parse what was on Saturdays and what wasn't. Like I'm just all the cartoons kind of
mashed together. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if like Johnny Quest was on Saturday.
God, that one is great. That one was I don't know if I think it was a primetime cartoon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think it was morning, but I remember watching it a lot.
And then when it got into reruns, it was on Saturday mornings and like afternoons and stuff like that. But it was originally a primetime cartoon for adults, you know, like back in like the 60s. And if you watch it, have you watched it lately? Have you seen it?
No, I have not gone back. Is it like a parody or something?
No, it's still great, but it's like, you know, like Ray was it Race O'Bannon? Like, I mean, Race Bannon, he like kills people left and right in it, and it's like no big deal. Like, there's an episode where I have a video of it somewhere on my Facebook, but he basically, there's a couple of guys driving in a Jeep and he just throws a grenade right in the middle of their lap and it just blows off camera. And you're like, he just murdered those guys.
I know, so and Venture Brothers.
Thank you for watching Fox Kids. We'll be back after these short messages.
My Little Pony. Not to mention that Race Bannon looks like Mike Pence, you know, it's like.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are fans of Venture Brothers, but like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, I love that. That cartoon's great. It's a great parody. It kind of went off the rails in the later seasons, but like
that's
the early ones are great. Like the first 3 or 4 seasons are really good at that show.
Incredible. Yeah, some incredible stuff. But like it really brings like all the tropes and like weird things that happen, like him killing all the time.
Oh yeah, I love their take on Scooby-Doo. Like how Scooby-Doo and Shaggy were like the son of Sam. That was brilliant, I thought. Like, you know.
Really fun. Really fun. It's almost like South Park,
yeah, definitely.
Says, my twin shut off my Wi-Fi, said I'm being way too mean. You're laughing at that. I need her to mind hers. Yeah. I'm always mean, Joe. Don't get a big head. Yes, don't worry about it. I really appreciate you coming, and Keith appreciates it too. You know, every time you come on here and make fun of me, someone out there buys a comic. So
that's great. That's what we want.
That's the rules. You know, that's just the rules of reality.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Ian's artwork's great. I mean, like he just nails it. Great artist, quick artist. And he was such a find. He's located in Indonesia, but he's amazing.
Nice.
Amazing artwork.
I feel like I think you're already doing what I thought of it as I was reading it, and then seeing the artwork again brought up to like my only qualm with maybe the first three, and maybe it's like gotten more and more fleshed as you go. But I feel like the backgrounds in the first three were minimal and enough where I was like a little kind of not lost, but like in between some of the action. I was like, oh, I wish I had more grounding,
Yeah,
where things were. But this seems like it's fixing that. Like a lot of the backgrounds do have a lot of like detail and know where you're at.
Yeah, I noticed that too, actually, in the early issues too. He did, especially on the fight scenes in issue 1. I think like you don't see a lot of the background there, and I think that's because he's one of those artists that's churning stuff out and going right to the next project,
Yeah,
and that's probably like a minimalist thing. But I think he's moved to digital since those early issues, and I think that might be the difference. Like it might be. He's actually drawing more backgrounds and things like that,
Yeah, it's definitely, you can just from this one page, you can definitely see if this is all he gives and gives it consistently throughout I was like, that's enough. That's all you need. It's just, you need to have a little bit of the corner of a street, a car or whatever.
Yeah. Just to know where they are. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
I think it's part of it. I still really enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, if I had a qualm, that would be it with the intro.
No, it's a perfectly good critique of it. I mean, and I agree with it actually.
So yeah, it looks great. And here, like obviously you're right. He's like the stylization of everything it's kind of perfect.
It's complements like the style I want for the book, where it's kind of still fun, but it's also it kind of skirts that the serious and then fun nature of the book. And especially like the tone, like to give you an example with this page, Alternate like bills it as all ages, which I kind of agree with, but like not a dumb all ages book, like that YA garbage that a lot of stores sell now. This is more like all ages in the way Spider-Man was all ages or Batman was all ages in like the 80s, where you could.
Right.
I mean, how many times like when you read a comic back then, you saw Batman's parents dead in an alley, but they did it like tastefully so that it wasn't like blood everywhere and they're not ripped apart by bullets. Like even this, like I told Ian, like when you draw the dead duck, make sure it's just like X's in the eyes, no blood, but like I can still tell like a serious story without like, you know what I mean? Without the as serious as it can be about it, like a mascot duck being murdered, but like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's sort of like that seriousness that Eastman and Laird did back in those early TMT issues,
Yeah, and you probably, as you go and as it picks up more speed, I think you'll find more and more people that are probably wanting this. You just it's one of those things where you don't know you want it until you like experience it, kind of. Which like you don't realize it's missing. You know what I mean? It's like one of those. It's
unless you look for it, I guess. Like that's the thing, And I always want to preface that when I say all ages, because I don't want people to think it's like that YA garbage, that we're talking about. Like it just, like because that stuff to me, if I was a kid and someone handed me that stuff to read as a kid, I'd burn it and like, I wouldn't even. I tried reading one because I bought one for my niece like a while ago. It was like a Zatanna one, and I was like, wow, this is really bad.
It goes it's like another version of not respecting the audience even at that age,
Yeah, right. It's almost
like the same thing.
Here you go, you dummy. Read this. This is for you,
Right.
And that's when I was a kid, I went to comics because I was not liking some of the cartoons I was getting. I wanted a little more realism, I guess realism or more adult kind of story going into comics.
Yeah, you always want to read like a grade or two above, or you especially as a kid, you're like looking up to your older brother, or you're like, at least wanting to be more mature. That you always wanted to be more mature than you really are, because I don't know,
somehow they trick us that it's better that way.
Right.
Yeah. Like I remember like
somehow
I was watching like, like Spider-Man cartoons and things like that. And then when I read the comic, this was about my first Spider-Man comic was around Spectacular Spider-Man, and I remember it was, or maybe it was Amazing. It was whenever that first appearance of Sin Eater was. Remember that? It was like a villain that was just killing all these other villains, and it was like, when I was reading that, I was like, whoa, this is like people are dying in this and stuff, and I don't know, it's just one of those things. Like,
you got Moon Knights going Buzz Lightyear style. Is that a villain?
Which one?
The thing in the back with the grumpy
Oh
face.
no, that's one of the robots. That's one of the variant covers from a guy.
This is awesome.
He painted it, like my first painted cover. It's very cool. It's a guy that I I see him at a lot of conventions up here in the New England area.
Look at that.
And it's amazing. I love his Honey Flakes. His take on Honey Flakes is amazing. But like, such a good artist that just hasn't found his way into like comics really, like but I was like, oh my god, when he showed me this cover, I was like, oh my god, amazing.
Incredible.
Toucan Sam spinoff looks real good, like that angle.
Yeah, isn't that great?
So good. The ellipses on the side, like it just everything, the shapes work so well together. Make it work.
Lighting is pretty spot on there.
That character kind of came about by accident too. Like I had no
I'm trying to envision this and it not be like animal abuse. What is the
well, when because do you guys know Frankie B. Washington, the artist? He works for Alterna and stuff. He was the original character designer for the Mighty Mascots. And when I was designing Honey Flakes, I told him what I wanted, and then he drew this mechanical Toucan Sam parrot on his shoulder, and I was like, what is that? He was like, I just thought he would have a parrot, and I was like, yeah, it's amazing. So I just kind of took it and made its own character, so it was kind of like an added bonus, that you get sometimes, from working with talented artists. And
the creativity comes and you just gotta like it, if you were more restrictive or with what you were telling them to do, it wouldn't have come about probably, and that's the best part.
Yeah, definitely. And I love when there's happy accidents like that. I really do.
That's such a good depiction of that character.
Isn't it great?
Forget that. Yeah, I'm never gonna forget.
Just
that.
the look on his face too. Like he looks like he's pouting. I love it.
It's got a nice composition too. It's very cool. Everybody who is here that didn't have the Saturday morning experience with cereal and cartoons, if you didn't, I feel bad for you. Even I don't know how far back cartoons
means
went.
Their childhood sucked.
How far back were Saturday morning cartoons? Do you guys know? Would Bud know experience?
Didn't they go
this?
back? They went back to like the 50s and 60s, didn't it? Like
I thought so, but I don't know. Like I didn't. I thought there was only like prime time.
Do you remember when they used to have like on like Friday nights, right? Like before a new season of Saturday morning cartoons, they have a special on Friday nights to like preview everything that was going to be on. Like,
dude, it's bringing back so many memories. Just the thought of that.
Right.
Just scheduled programming in general.
Crazy.
Is nuts.
And you just sit there from like 6 a.m. to like noon every Saturday morning.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Now this cover, I don't know if you know of this, Joe. I did 1 year at the Joe Kubert School, and
you may have mentioned it the last time I was on, but I definitely forgot.
Oh, okay,
that's cool.
Yeah, I did 1 year at the Joe Kubert School, and this cover is by one of my classmates, like who is actually working in advertising and storyboarding. And I just happened to hit him up out of the blue, and I was like, "Hey, you want to do a cover for me?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's what he came up with. And I was
really, what's his name?
Victor Gadamon. Victor Gadamon. He's amazing
Victor
artist.
Gadamon. I have to link up maybe.
Yeah, I mean he's unbelievable. I'm sure he's available for work, but I know he's like a busy dude. But you could hit him up.
Yeah, I was just mostly because more for the storyboard since I got into that realm too. So we're in the same industry.
Oh, did you really? Oh, cool. Yeah.
So,
if you reach out to him, tell him you know me, and that'll probably.
I will. I will. Maybe there's like you never know where you really don't ever know. Like this, the crucial thing for anybody out there with like art or just creativity, and you don't know where to go with it. Like sometimes the networking that you least expect comes and delivers. So
yeah. He's
so
on Facebook and he's on LinkedIn, I believe, but I don't know if he's on Twitter. I don't think he is, but amazing artist, like one of those guys, and a guy that his style has changed dramatically since I knew him. Like when I was in school with him, his art style was very like Frazetta or like Bernie Wrightson, very like loose pencils and like, you know.
Now you see a lot of hard edges, straight lines.
Yeah, like fantasy kind of stuff. And now, like, to see his artwork, like, 20 plus years later, and it's like, oh my God, like, how dare you change, you know? It's like, no, but like, an amazing, amazing artist, you know?
Cool. I'll try to link up, see if there's anything there. Coleman's saying, I saw the first Transformers episode live when I was destroying the roof of my mouth. Captain Crunch.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, definitely Captain Crunch. I mean, everyone cut their mouth with relatable. Captain Crunch, you know?
Yeah. Are you going to use that as like some sort of secret power?
Storyline?
Yeah.
I should figure out how to use something like that. Yeah. Well, I did like, did you, when you read the first 3 issues, did you get the Crown team, what I was making fun of there?
I'm not sure. Maybe when I was reading it, I did. I just thought it was just like the sugar,
like dental. Yeah, like sugar versus dental kind of thing.
Right, dental hygiene. Yeah.
No, it's actually you'll have to look it up, especially if you're a Kirby fan, Jack Kirby. He did a bunch of commercials in the 70s for Crest toothpaste, and it was for the Crest team, and they all look like kind of look like the way Ian drew them in my issues, but they're all like like superheroes, and they're fighting like it's wild commercials. They're all animated.
Look it up right now, and we're gonna check it out right now.
Yeah, look it up. Look up Crest team Jack Kirby.
Crest team Jack Kirby.
The animation's amazing.
Yeah, I see. This has got to be him, right? Let me bring it up.
I doubt you'll get struck for these because I've had people even.
I don't think so. I was gonna look at was this it? The first of all, is this the thing on the right here?
Yeah. That's them over there on the right. They have actually like if you look up on YouTube, they have actual animations like of the commercials.
Okay, let me give that a shot.
And the cavity creeps look amazing in the commercials. That look exactly like the way Kirby used to draw like the mole creatures from like Fantastic Four and like yeah, it's awesome stuff. So that was why I used them in the first story arc, because I wanted to kind of pay tribute to Jack Kirby.
Yeah, I didn't make the connection, but I'm gonna bring one up here and
when you see it, it's like totally obvious.
Yeah, let's see here.
And they made, I don't know how many they made, but they made quite a bit. Like there's like someone on YouTube has all of them, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a 7-minute run of all the commercials or something.
Oh, really?
Nice. It's amazing. Yeah, it's great. I love that the city's like this tooth, it's all teeth. Great, man. Would have made an awesome comic.
Right? Looks like Tatooine in someone's mouth.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, look at those creatures. It's like totally Kirby.
Oh, that's a cavity.
Oh my God, isn't that great? Like great stuff.
You guys are good in volume, right? Or no?
No, I don't have it. You don't need it. I mean, it's beautiful.
Oh, okay, I'm hearing it. I guess. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, because I didn't click audio.
Yeah, you don't hear the crest.
Let me see. I might be able to fix that.
But I mean, look at these guys. There you go.
The cavity creeps are a constant threat to every Toothopolis.
So you must fight with us.
Have regular checkups.
Watch treats.
And brush after every meal with C-R-E-S-T.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Isn't that great?
I guess
stuff?
there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there's tons. There's
tons.
cavity creeps. You can't stop them.
We might close out on one of those. or we have a trailer. We'll probably close out a trailer. Actually, let's watch a trailer now. Screw that, man. Let's watch a trailer now.
Yeah, my trailer's pretty fun. It's my wife made Joe, you probably know my wife is really a talented artist too, and she made a puppet of Honey Flakes that we used in the video. Twitter? She is on Twitter.
I think I follow her.
Amy's Birdhouse. I tag her a lot in my stuff.
Nice. I'm pretty sure I follow her too. Let's make that full screen. Let's watch it.
Thanks.
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleashed!
That's nice. I really like seeing all the different panels. The wolf detective is great.
I that character is going to be fun, and it's like his first appearance, and he'll be part of their support team going forward with newer issues. Just like like a Commissioner Gordon type, and Batman or whatever.
That's right. Coleman's bringing up the serial holocaust here.
The 2 issues 8 and 9 is a 2-parter that I can't wait to get to. Those are, like I took and corrupted basically Sprout and the Jolly Green Giant and made them villains in my comic book.
Nice.
So, but in my version, it's the Colonel, which is like a sentient piece of corn. And Gog, basically the gloomy orange Goliath, basically.
Nice.
And,
both.
So that way I can have a big kaiju battle in my comic. That's what I'm building up to with issue 9. So
there, you got to bring what you love.
Oh yeah, well,
your villains have basically.
It's also an excuse to bring the giant robot back into the book, too. So
right. What were you saying, Jerm?
It's like his villains are like my nicknames growing up. Jolly Green Giant, Colonel now.
You're the Colonel, yeah. It's everything.
The Colonel.
Really.
I can't wait to. I eventually want to do all the monster serials as villains too at some point. I think that could be fun.
And stuff.
That'd be great. I mean,
yeah, dude.
I have 2 books full of like just mascots like that they released a couple years ago that I go through those books often just for inspiration and just this. You can make thousands of characters in this universe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a pool of so many options that you never could really go. It's one of those things like if you got the fun, you could do it forever. If you really liked making it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Which it looks like you do.
Yeah, definitely. And I love just like I don't want to say simple, but like I just love like old fashioned like superhero books, like just with a little bit of complexity, but like just fun. Like just the stuff we grew up on, like.
And again, this is on newsprint too, right?
Yeah, definitely, because it's coming out from Alterna.
Right.
Although these versions, they'll definitely be on the Alterna campaigns later. But the good thing about buying them from me is you get the signature, you get signatures and the bonus stuff. Like the alternative or the variant covers are only available through me. Anything
Sweet.
we unlock and stretch goal wise is only from me. Things like that. There's a lot of exclusive stuff, just for this campaign.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, and that's a big reason to do it. What's the funding goal?
I have a funding goal of 5,000, and we're about 65%. We launched last Thursday, so we're heading there. We're almost. I think about another week or so, I should hit it. You know.
Yes.
Heck yeah, man. It's tough because like you're hitting nostalgia for some people, but it's also like I think like, do you think it would be probably prime to get the kids of this nostalgic parents to like read it as well? Do you think that would be?
Yeah, definitely. And you know what's funny? Like kids do love the book, and I think it's because, you know, like all I'm doing as a writer is kind of channeling the stuff Stan Lee and Jack Kirby gave us. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of taking their spirit and kind of guiding it into my book. And like you guys know Clint Stoker, right? You know,
of course.
Okay. So
Downcast,
Clint private messaged me like after the last campaign, and he said, hey, you know, my kids love your book. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And he was telling me that, and I secretly love this, but he's telling me that he had to take the book away from one of his kids because like the kid wasn't doing his homework. And I'm like, Dad, I go, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry that's happening to you, but as a writer, I freaking love that, dude. Sorry.
Yeah,
you know,
that's about, I mean, because he is,
their biggest compliment you can get.
I feel like a lot of kids, especially in the 80s and 90s, like that's how you learned. I didn't learn because I was the opposite. I didn't have the privileges to get comics for some reason. I was not introduced and wasn't really allowed to have them. However,
when did you start reading comics? Like, how did you get a comic?
Yeah,
like
it was literally in very late high school and college.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was
like it was with me. It was always there, but I never. I don't think I ever looked at a comic until I was in like junior high, and my gateway in was like the movie and cartoon tie-in stuff. Like I remember my first comic was actually like Marvel's like version of the Further Adventures of Indiana Jones, like because I was like way into like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom and stuff like that. And then I think I got the Transformers comic next, then G.I. Joe. And then eventually I tried Spider-Man, and the rest was history, you know, after that. But
it's so weird because I never thought about it until now, but I'm like one of the biggest franchises, we've mentioned it before, that I can attach to the most and kind of has affected my life the most is TMNT, right? So Turtles is like, it's one of the things that shaped me a lot. And even though that's the case, they didn't show me the comics. I guess my parents or whoever did not know
it was
originally a comic, right?
It was a cartoon, right? Like
it was a cartoon, and so that's where I saw it. And then toys, obviously, you know, Eastman like pushed so much out there, but never brought it back to the comic. And to me, it's just odd that I never was introduced to that. It's so crazy.
Well, and you know what's funny? Like Eastman's artwork isn't like the greatest, but like those early issues are something special. Like you've read them, right? The early ones, yeah. They're amazing. Like there's just some magic there, and
dude, the reboot I really love too. I think
they've done different ones over the years that have been great. Like for a while it was at Image, I think, for a number of years, and now it's IDW, and then like that last Ronin thing they just did was great. Like
I haven't read it yet, man.
I just got it. I got the collected edition like a couple weeks ago and just read it. It's great. It's nice. If you're a Turtle fan, you should get it. It's really good.
I will. I just like, for me, I'm OCDing on it, and I'm gonna, because I really do like the reboot, because they kind of transformed the Turtles into like this reincarnation type of idea where like they really were Japanese kids and a Japanese family, and then they were murdered by pretty much Oroku Saki, and then
that's kind of I like that. And I also like, you know what's the best version of the Turtles, if you ask me, is
what?
The Nickelodeon 2012
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, me and Jeremy were watching that live as they're coming out week by week.
Me too. Yeah. Amazing. Like, amazing, and the horror references they snuck in were like unbelievable to me.
Great stuff.
Like the fact that they had Jason in it. Like Jason was a legit character in the show. It was like,
for sure.
Amazing.
I studied those just for storyboards and stuff too, because
right.
they're so good.
And also, like, I think the best version of their personalities too, like the way they interacted and the way they drew them, like just slightly different from each other to like kind of complement their personalities. Perfect. And even the changes of making like April and Casey Jones like teenagers, it kind of all worked. You know, it was great. Yeah, that's the best version. If anyone's out there listening,
for sure.
It's honestly the best version of that cartoon.
So there's a guy, one of the main artists that I really enjoy, and I think he's transformed. He transformed what Turtles were to me, like with the reboot. Okay. It's Santaluca, Matteo Santaluca. I don't know if you know him, but
no, I'll have to look him up.
I'll bring him up because I'll show. This is pretty much. He took pretty much what was in 2012, and it was around the same time. I don't know who influenced who, but exactly what you're talking about. His designs. These are his designs.
Yeah.
So they're very similar to what you're talking. Like very. Yep. He took what happened there and went with it. But it may be the other way around. Maybe he influenced because what's the other guy? Campbell, who was also drawing this. Maybe also influenced it. Either way, Santaluca is one of my favorites.
This guy's great. Does he do comics? I like the look.
Yeah, no, this is he drew
great.
TMNT for all the best issues recently.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really behind on that IDW series.
Dude, go back. Let's look. So Santaluca art, City Fall is one of the best arcs ever. So great.
Is that current? Is that a current one?
No, this was years, maybe 2013, 2014, but so great.
I think I got the first like 3 or 4 trades, and I buy them slowly, but it's like I do try to keep up with it. It's always like when I'm jonesing for a turtle story, I'll go buy the next one, you know.
Dude, but this arc, it's up there in my top 10 probably. City Fall, top 10 almost
City Fall,
of anything.
I'll have to get it. Okay,
it's so great.
That cover is great right there. Yeah. I love that cover.
Insane, yeah. So Santaluca is great. I actually snagged an original from him, a commission way back. But
where's he located? Is he like
Brazil? I think.
Oh, he's a Brazilian guy. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's always on his. He's like always like just smoking cigars and drawing comics out there in Brazil.
I love it. He's like Jack Kirby.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, that's how it goes. So let's switch back to the gear here to your campaign and give us your favorite perk or a couple perks.
Oh yeah. I mean I think the best bang for your buck is the $50 one with there, because you get all 3 issues, and then you get all 3 variant covers, everything's signed. You get 3 mini prints of the artwork for the covers of issues 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. You get a bumper sticker of Grunt Calhoun that's, basically, if you guys didn't know, Grunt Calhoun is kind of an homage to, like, McGruff the crime dog. So, there's a bumper sticker. So instead of taking a bite out of crime, ours is put crime on a leash. And it's kind of like a play on that PSA.
Nice. I remember that. And
you remember that? Yeah, it's great. Yeah. And so, like, I have a bumper sticker of that, so you can, battle crime in your neighborhoods by, raising awareness by putting it on your car. A 2 1/4 button that you can wear that says, put crime on a leash, and then a Mighty Mascots patch, embroidered patch. And that artwork for the embroidered patch is, do you guys know Joe St. Pierre? He used to work on Spider-Man back in the
I think so.
90s.
I'm just like not picturing his art with the name for some reason.
He did Venom for a while. He was like he's a good friend of mine up here in the convention scene.
Okay.
And he did like some artwork for me. So
hell yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's good. And he has his own independent book called the New Zodiacs, which is a cool book.
New Zodiacs?
Cool superhero book. He's doing like a whole thing where it's like every superhero is kind of based on the zodiac signs. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like the Marvel villain version, but better, like just superheroes. So
it looks good.
But that's like I think the best bang for your buck, to get everything. And it also any stretch goals that get unlocked will get added to that, so you could potentially get a ton of stuff for $50.
Yeah, you might as well, because like you said, it's going to be published Alterna afterward, but you're not going to get the stretch goal, so you might as well get the stretch goals. Like
well, that and
point.
you get it a year earlier than everybody else, because I don't think these will be on the campaign on Alterna's site for a while. He usually allows like a year or so between releases, and plus you get it signed by me, of course. You know, like that's the perk about it, because the Alterna books they don't come signed. You know,
well. Dude, you got like a flavor of you're a great writer, and I think the flavor of the writing feels good for it. Now that doesn't always come to play. I think that's one of my biggest fears, that I love what I'm doing with Star Circuit, but sometimes I don't know if I'm getting the right flavor of the the writing in there. However, I think you get it with
you know what?
Book.
To pay you a compliment, Joe, I did get Star Circuit a while ago. And I haven't talked to you in a while, so
for a long time,
it's been a while. It's been like maybe a year, or so, maybe a little less. But great, I loved number 1, dude. I thought it had a lot of good flavor, actually.
Thank you.
I definitely got what you were going for, and I'm glad to see you're starting number 2.
Yeah, it's we're deep into. I'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, we're deep into it.
Yeah, definitely.
This $40 bundle looks really interesting, because
which one? The
$40 catch-up.
So that's bundle. Everything. So you get all 9 issues, and you get the giant, which basically a reprint of 1, 2, and 3, but it's everything. Plus you get those mini prints all for $40, and I'll sign.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, for the collection, like, if you're diving into this for the first time, that's probably the best bundle you could get.
Yeah, definitay. And there's a digital bundle there too for $20.
Yeah,
if you just want the digital versions of it. Which I was surprised. I didn't really do digital last time, but it seems like some people have taken advantage of it. So, it's great.
I might just to catch up on the 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, definitely. Be great. And then the other 2 graphic novels there are my previous work. One is Hero Envy, which is like sort of if it's a 3-issue mini that was collected into a graphic novel. It's sort of like if Big Bang Theory was actually funny. That's how I like. There's a bunch of
dude. That's like my favorite thing you've ever said.
Well, it's basically 4 geeks that have to go on. There's a Watcher, basically. My version of the Watcher called the Pointer, who comes and he has to find 4 of the biggest losers to go on this mission, and he finds these 4 guys, and it's like a comedy basically. And then Swamp Tales is like before I got into comics, I was trying to be a comic strip artist, like Charles Schultz and things like that. So Swamp Tales is my collection of a bunch of comic strips I did about these swamp creatures that get on these crazy adventures, basically. Nice. So that's all. If you want to check out earlier stuff, kind of thing.
We're into swamps out here in Florida.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of swampland out here. I will be clipping that Big Bang joke and putting it somewhere on our channel. It may just be like a badge or something.
It's always tough when I'm at a convention, because I it's like I always have to size up the person when I pitch that book, because I'm like, are they going to be offended by me saying this, or are they going to laugh by me saying it? Because like it's 50-50 at a convention. Some people really love Big Bang Theory.
It is interesting. I feel like my personal opinion is, like, if you really love comics, you probably don't like Big Bang Theory.
Exactly.
It's the opposite.
It's hard to distinguish, though, if the person you're talking to is into comics or not, though.
Or not. Yeah, these days especially, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
but
cool.
yeah, and also there's some like sketch card commissions by either me or my wife.
Sweet.
Full color pencils and inks will do that for you. And then there's also sketch covers of Mighty Mascots #1 that will do the same thing. There's also a T-shirt of the Bull Call there. That's one of the options too. I love that segment of the comic. It just brings me back to like the old Justice League rosters and the Avengers roll call, things like that. I love that,
I dig it too. Yeah, you're calling back to a lot of harkening back.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, that's the thing about my comic. I want people to read it, and I want them to feel like they're back in 1983. Like watching like a 6-hour block of cartoons and eating sugary cereal. Like I want you to get that feeling from reading it,
Yeah.
So So hopefully, you know, hopefully you got a little bit of that, Joe, when you read it. You know,
I know. I mean, that's exactly what I got. You know, and it was just fun to see what each would do. It's one of those things like even in a comic book, that's what you're mainly waiting for in a superhero thing. You're like, oh, I can't wait till I get to see the hero do the cool thing he can do. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, or like, you know, like, yeah, and that's what's missing from like a lot of modern comics is you don't even get those fights anymore. Like, there's no stakes. It's like zero. Like, I don't know.
They all converse the same way. There's like, you know, it's odd. Everything's kind of turned into like just this this like little bit of a weird conversation in between traversing the city and jumping around.
Yeah, like they talk it out now or hug it out. It's like,
let's hug it out real quick.
Yeah, right. It's weird. Like, I wish comics get back to the fisticuffs because that was always like the payoff. Like, and I've often said too, like if you went to like, so, you know, imagine you went to see Avengers, you know, Infinity Wars, and they talked it out at the end. Like, how mad would you be? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's how I you know, that's how I compare it to, you know.
Riots in the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Peaceful protest in the streets, of course.
Yeah, right.
And so yeah, guys, go out there and first of all, click the link is in the description for everything we're going to talk about. But if you do, head over here, check out. If you don't really know if you like it, click the follow button, and then you kind of will get reminded to come back to the page. But it seems like that $50 featured perk is the way to go. You're going to get so much out of it, probably.
I think so. Like, I stacked it so that when you look at it, it's like, wow, you get a lot of stuff here for $50. You know, like,
also that 41, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see a lot of like campaigns now too. It's like $25 and you just get the book. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to, you know, give you like your money's worth, basically. You know.
It seems like you're doing it. I'm stoked for it. We'll probably play the trailer on the way out. We usually try to keep it to an hour, but I know we're over. But we'll just we'll casually urge you guys to go buy these things on the rewatch. Anybody who's watching Art Bros, this definitely gets our Art Bros stamp of approval. I have not made it yet. It's been 1.5 years or 2 years now, and actually, Jeremy, it's like very close to the 2nd anniversary. For the stream,
you need like a thing to like.
He remembered.
Yeah, you never take me out anymore. So, yeah, I guess I'd say next week we might just do an anniversary, and we'll maybe go back and look at some clips and just remember all the Art Bro memories. You know,
a
lot of good times. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Let's look at what me and Jeremy have been working on before we go. Jeremy, you have your page up, but you can maybe find what you're looking for, and we'll talk about the sweet book and more that you have, because I know you got way more than that. Here we go.
Ready when you are. Well, guys, if you go to zanestudios.com, there are 3 tabs up at the top. The first one just basically introducing who we are and telling you what we're into. The second tab is for the video game Beckon, which you can play the free prototype on Steam now. Just by clicking one of those buttons, it'll take you right there. It's me and my older brother Dwight. We got a show every Thursday night now at 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys can just watch me draw on the new comic book we're working on while Dwight haggles me the whole time. It's pretty fun. But the third tab is basically the Indiegogo sign-up page just for our website. So, you know, that's on our Twitter page at Studio Zade. So you can go there, click the link. It'll bring you right over here. But yeah, guys, Beck and Recourse. It's going to be fun. You guys can watch me draw it on the stream. I'm about 75% of the way done with it right now. I am rolling quick. So get ready.
Question, is it a comic and a game, or is it?
Yeah, I've got a video game that takes place 10-15 years after the events of what's happening in the comic book.
Oh, wow. That's
the comic's
a
great idea.
Cool like you kind of do it like they complement each other.
Yeah. It's all hopefully going to complement itself.
Yeah, he's building a legendarium, we'll say.
Yeah, because the power of the rings is going to suck, guys. So you're going to need something else that's right along.
Something good fantasy-wise. Yeah, that's great.
For sure. Something I was was looking up Michael Turner's like Soulfire stuff, and for some reason that's really reminding me of your work, of like this story for some reason. I don't know if you've ever read Soulfire, Jeremy, but go check it out. Go check out
a little
Michael
bit.
Turner.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's got like just some of the flavor of like the tech and some of the flavor of like the alternate reality, you know. But anyway, that's, you know, it definitely great.
A little
looking
bit
book.
like, have you guys seen that new J.H. Williams comic, Echo Lands?
No.
From Image. Oh, look that up sometime.
Echo Land.
It's called Echo Lands. It's he did the comic sideways, so it like folds out.
Oh, cool! Yeah, that's cool.
Amazing. That dude's amazing artist.
Huh. I'll have to check it out after. I don't want to sidetrack my brain.
Yeah, no, sorry.
It's all
but
good.
The artwork reminded me of that a little bit. Like, so I'm comparing you basically to J.H. Williams, who's amazing artist.
Go. Thank you. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to switch gears real quick. Definitely.
Your turn, Joe.
Yeah, no worries. So I don't know why this pops up once in a while. So you go to my website, Veravia Studios. It's my new website where everything is found instead of having like 3 different websites. I made it all into one. You guys know this, but if you're new to it, you go to the website. It will ask you if you want to join the Star Circuit mailing list. And you can always sign up to get notifications. But you can actually buy the chapter 1 of my Cyberpunk racing book. Here it is. It plays the trailer, and you can see some of the pages here. You actually can go down a bit and click order now. In the store, you can get the variant cover of the book because the main cover sold out. But down here, you can see some of the sample pages. It's like this colorful cyberpunk fantasy type of vibe. It was what I'm going for. So it's pretty mature, but it's also very just fun. So the best thing I can say about it is it's very much inspired by one of two things that I really love, which was F-Zero and Akira. And it's kind of like this racing, kind of like this grim look at the future, but at the same time, it's this fun racing, colorful thing. And so I really like making the first chapter. Chapter 2 is on the way. Here's the logo for chapter 2. It's probably going to be in a little bit of a revision, but there's the basics of it. And here's we're at the layout stage, which is pretty much what this is showing. This is kind of how I push layouts. And we're going to new places, meeting new characters, new villains, not new villains, more introducing a lot of different things. But the best part about it is that you get to see the world in a different angle and see more of what the characters are. Here's like a nightclub that is one of the feature environments that you get to see. Everybody wants to know about the cyberpunk nightclub for some reason. And then here's like a couple concepts. There's definitely some flashback stuff going on in this chapter 2 because we need to see what's going on with our main characters. So here's the brothers in their younger forms. But yeah, it's a fun ride. It's going to be fun to see how everything pans out. I'd say I'm about halfway done with making it, mainly because I'm not coloring this one. I probably will be hiring this to be colored and forcing that dude to do my style. I tried it last time and it didn't work, but I think I know way more connections within comics, and I think I'll be able to find someone. The next thing that's going to happen is an ash can. So I'm going to take the black and white pencil work for a good chunk of like something that won't give away too much, put out an ash can coming soon, way sooner than the book. And then you guys can get a little preview and look forward to build the hype machine a little bit. That's the idea. However, I got one last thing on Veravia Studios. I'll be putting this up very soon, probably next week or the end of this week. I've got what I got right here. Veravia hat. If you guys want to support just me, support the channel, my lovely Sherry is modeling here with the hat, and guarantee to maybe you look really good with the hat, maybe not this good, but you can look pretty good in this hat. And it's like this trucker style hat that one size fits all.
Veravia, the upside down pyramid scheme.
Heck yeah, that's right, dude. Everybody's a winner. Where I'm the only one that loses.
Is that what Veravia means? Is it?
No.
No. Okay. What's the origin of the name, Joe? I don't know if I know that.
Illuminati.
It's Latin. It's pretty much Veravia means pretty much the truth path. True path, the real path. It means there's only one real path. You got to find it.
I like it.
It's kind of like a pun on the racing. Like there's a racing line one true way to take a track. And so that's what it is. Vera Via Studios.
It's catchy. It like rolls off the tongue, you know?
Yeah, I took a long time. I was going to do like Veritus Via, I think, and it was too long because Veritus means the same thing in a way. But, you know.
Yeah, no, I think you got to.
Yeah, Veritus is the.
Yeah, I feel like I'm hitting my head on the wood plank and.
Yeah. Yeah, Veritus. It brought up like either angels and demons or Monty Python. I didn't.
Yeah,
Monty
Python.
Yeah, so I didn't want to go into that depths of ridiculousness. But anyway, the hat will be up there. I'm going to put up some new original art up there on the website. You'll be able to get some of that. And yeah, support me in any way you can because I don't have a Patreon until the next book is out. This is the only way. So catch up with Star Circuit, catch up with buying the hat, and sign up for Jeremy's Sweet Beckoned book. It's good to hear you're at like 75%, bro.
Yeah. I'm rolling. Woohoo!
That's great.
And
nice.
I had cool perks like
Ooh,
crystal
hell,
knives.
dude. That's how you cut your hand. I don't want to hear all the excuses.
That's cool. That is cool as hell.
It's plastic. It's acrylic. So I had to make the
It's
mold
plastic now. After the accident, it's plastic.
Funny, but yeah, it has a little belt frog for it too.
Dude, I'm making a banner right now that says 5 days since last incident. You know, safe workplace. Well, Keith, it's been great, and dude, it's so awesome to catch up.
Yeah, definitely.
What have you been up to? But maybe besides the comic, before we go, like what's new with you?
Still doing the show, Indie Comics Relay over.
Nice.
I got it tonight. Actually, we're going live at 9. So,
dude, I'll retweet you. That way we get a little tag. I've been trying to get the continuation. You know, on YouTube now you can pretty much link to the next video from one stream to the next. I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I don't even know how you do that. I mean, that's the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, Bancroft
has
and
a video on it. It's easy.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out.
Someone's got a video on it?
Because I always thought, like, if you put a link, it was like, you know, it limited your visibility. But is that not true?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Point is, the actions to set it up is easy, but for some reason it's not working on my channel. Do not know why.
Gotcha.
However,
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
I'll have to see.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I'll tell you how to do it, but it's definitely on my end not as easy as what YouTube would like you to believe.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Next time though,
definitely would help. I think
Heck yeah. So let's see if I'll put your link for your YouTube channel in the chat. Hopefully, Can you put that in a private chat so we can post it?
I got it right here.
You got the YouTube link for him?
I already got it. Yeah. Man,
never mind then.
Awesome.
Throw that in the chat.
Thanks,
that way you guys can go watch the show. Who do you have on tonight, Keith?
We have Jared Brown and JD Rosario, I think is the guest.
Okay.
And Julius Freeman might show up. He was in one of the private chats I'm in, looking to get on shows, and I threw him the link, but I don't know if he'll show up or not. But
I hope he does.
What's up?
He's got a pretty cool book too.
And I love him and his artist Anthony Gambino. Yeah, great dude too. And I want to help them, if I can, or at least raise awareness of their book.
Absolutely. So guys, go check out Indie Comics Relay. This is the channel.
Yeah, we'll be going live in about 45 minutes.
Speaking of, guys, like and subscribe to this channel. Then click the link. Go check out his channel. Like and subscribe over there. It really helps the the visibility, especially when Don Shin's out there stealing all our views. That Don Shin.
I know.
He's a sneaky guy. No, it probably is nefarious. He's got the
Don
the means,
was like in the mornings. Now he's invading the evening space.
Yeah. I was very surprised to see so many people streaming tonight. However, a lot of people will check the relay.
It feels like Wednesdays become like the night now.
Something about it.
Hump
We're gonna have
day,
to
man.
switch days, dude.
Yeah, we're talking about it to do it in 2023 ourselves.
What are you saying?
Either going to Tuesday or Thursdays. And I don't even know if those will be better or not.
Yeah,
I think it's the attitude of the group. It's hump day, so we're all pushing books on hump day. We're pushing.
for me, it was always like Wednesdays when new comics come out. So let's do a show on New Comic Wednesday. You know, but that's not even a thing anymore, really.
I literally just pick Wednesday because it's the only day I don't have karate. So
there you go.
It's like that's it. That is all. It's my one open.
Oh, I just watched a movie based on you, Joe Somebody.
Dude, at least I'm somebody. That's the best you could say.
Isn't that Tim Allen movie?
Yeah. It's free on YouTube to watch, guys. Go watch. Go get my reference.
I will go watch it just for my own, ego, life. I guess, in that case. So you guys have been great. You guys can follow me at Catapano Art. There it's in my name, Catapano Art, on Twitter. Jeremy, where can we find you?
Studio Zaid on Twitter, Zaid Studios everywhere else.
And Keith, where can we find you?
I'm at Reckless Gleason at Twitter, and then you can go to my website. RecklessSidekick.com is my production company, or PlasticCityComicCon.com.
So definitely Reckless Sidekick. You'll be able to find your personal stuff too.
And all my links are right there.
Perfect. Well, guys, that's it for Art Bros. It's been fun. Went a little bit over, but dude, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah,
can't just end it when you want.
Yeah.
Or when you need. That's not want. You gotta do it when you want. So I gotta go attend to my dog because Sherry's again out of the house. I get to go have a party. I'm having a house party tomorrow, guys. Let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. And we'll have a good time next week too. We'll probably do an anniversary 2-year next time. Coleman, you've been a trooper. The chat has been empty for a couple of reasons. We know them, and they're 2 words. The second word ending in Finn, a word that rhymes with Finn. And so have a good one, everyone. Coleman, you're awesome. And Keith, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Heck yeah. I was going to play your trailer on the way out, but I don't have access. I'll play my trailer because it's just something to play.
It's going to play your trailer, but now I'm going to play mine.
Sorry, guys. See you next time.
Later.
Welcome to the future. A place where you can find anything you desire. If the burner gangs don't find you first. Where the fastest racers are artificial. And if you're human, you don't stand a chance.
Did I lose something? Was it playing for you guys? It's not playing on my end. No.
Are you still live?
We're still live. Joe doesn't know that we're still alive.
Was it playing for you guys?
Yeah, the sound was doing great. You interrupted it. But yeah. So now we're live in the green.
Again? I guess everything's shut down on my end.
Don't take your clothes off yet, Joe.
Repeat what you guys just said.
We've been live. We're still live now. The trailer.
Oh, I know.
And the sign was.
So what was the trailer playing for you guys?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Wow. It froze. My whole thing froze. So I was like, oh, maybe it's not playing for anyone.
You know what? Is there something going on with StreamYard? Like there's a share and you have to share like the tab now or something.
Maybe look, it's
because when I don't do that, it makes the audio all weird on my end too.
I think it's got to be karma because I should have been playing your trailer. I played mine. It froze on my end. It's got to be it. It's got to be it. Keith, we're just ending it.
Yeah, I'd say just end it at this point.
I know. Have a good night, everybody. We'll make another mistake like this next week. Peace out.